Okay, so have you ever thought like, man, if only I had started saving sooner?
Yeah.
I know I'm not alone in that.
Yeah.
But today we are diving deep into a book that is going to help us unpack some of that.
Okay.
It's called You Are Worthy: Change Your Money Mindset, Build Your Wealth, and Fund Your Future by Kelley Holland.
Sounds interesting.
And it's not your typical like finance book.
Yeah.
This one is really like a pep talk.
Okay.
Specifically for women who want to feel better about their finances and who want to ditch the money anxiety.
So what stood out to you most in this book?
I thought it was really interesting how Holland digs into those beliefs we have about money, like those money stories that we've been told since we were kids.
Right. Yeah.
She uses these really interesting examples, like there's this one woman who went to business school
Oh, wow.
and she still like ran out of gas money before payday. Like, how is that possible?
You'd think that she'd have that figured out by then.
Right.
Yeah.
What I found really interesting is how she connected those stories to the psychology of money.
Okay.
So it's like we are unknowingly following these scripts that tell us women aren't good with money.
That's so true. And they're like everywhere, right?
I know.
Even if they're not directly said. Like how many times have we heard, oh, he handles the finances or she's a shopaholic?
It's so annoying.
Yeah. It's just part of our culture.
But here's something interesting.
Okay.
Holland says that hope is our secret weapon for financial success.
Hope.
Yeah. So how does that work?
I know it sounds kind of counterintuitive, but there's actually research showing that feeling hopeful,
Okay.
that sense of possibility, that's a huge motivator.
Okay.
So when you believe that you can achieve something, you're way more likely to take action.
Okay.
And that's like the key to reaching any financial goal.
So it's not just about wishing on a star. It's
Yeah.
like actually believing that those money goals are possible.
Exactly. And Holland talks about how women often have these strengths like fairness, creativity, and being organized.
Mm-hmm.
All qualities that are great for managing finances.
Yeah.
It's about tapping into those strengths and seeing them as financial assets.
So it's like flipping the script on those women are bad with money stories.
Exactly.
I love that.
Yeah.
But what really got me thinking was this example of the woman who hung a bathing suit on her fridge to remind her of her savings goal for her vacation.
That's great.
I mean, who hasn't gone sucked into an online shopping spree
Right.
late at night?
It happens.
I know.
It's so smart because it like connects to the emotional side of money.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's not just about like spreadsheets and stuff.
Yeah.
It's about connecting your financial goals to things that excite you.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what makes them stick.
That's really good.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got our money stories.
Mm-hmm.
We've got a healthy dose of hope.
Okay.
But let's talk about something a little less fun.
Okay.
Money and relationships.
Yeah.
Can sometimes be a recipe for disaster.
Oh, tell me about it.
So Holland spends a whole chapter talking about this.
Mm-hmm.
And she doesn't like sugarcoat it at all.
Right.
She talks about how communication breakdowns are often like the root of money problems.
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe one partner takes total control of the money,
Right.
leaving the other one feeling left out.
Yeah.
Or maybe you have totally different spending habits that just clash.
Yeah,
It's tough.
it is.
So she shares this one story about this couple
Okay.
who were like this close to getting a divorce
Oh, wow.
because of money.
Money problems.
Money problems, yeah. Can you imagine?
It's rough.
It wasn't until they like had this really honest conversation
Okay.
about their spending, saving, and any debts they might have been hiding
Mm-hmm.
that things finally started to improve for them.
So it's about transparency
Yeah.
and teamwork.
Yeah. And what I found really interesting is that Holland gives us like a plan
Okay.
for better financial communication as a couple. So regularly checking in with your partner, making
Yeah.
sure both of you have access to all the financial accounts.
Right. No more secrets.
No more secrets.
Yeah.
And finding compromises
Yes.
that work for both of your personalities.
Okay.
So it's like creating a money partnership
Yeah.
instead of a financial dictatorship.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So we've talked about money stories. We've embraced hope.
Mm-hmm.
We're working on our communication.
Okay.
Now let's talk about taking action.
Let's do it.
Holland stresses how important it is to face our financial reality.
Yeah.
No more burying our heads in the sand.
Right.
So she says that means creating a balance sheet and
Right.
actually tracking where we are spending our money.
Right.
And that is where the concept of a statement of intent comes in.
A statement of intent.
Yes.
What's that?
This is a much friendlier way, I think, to think about a budget.
Okay.
But it's not about, like, depriving yourself.
Right.
It's about making conscious choices that align with your goals and your values.
Okay. I like that.
So how is this statement of intent different from a budget?
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of people, when they hear that word budget,
Right.
They think restriction and no fun.
Yeah, no fun allowed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how is it different?
Think of it like a plan for your money,
Okay.
like a roadmap.
Okay.
Holland says it's not about cutting out everything you enjoy,
Okay.
but it's about prioritizing what matters most to you.
Okay.
So maybe that means packing your lunch a few times a week so you can afford that weekend getaway.
Okay.
Or cutting back on impulse buys so you can invest in that online course you've been wanting.
Okay.
It's about making your money work for you, not against you.
I love that.
Yeah.
I'm feeling empowered already.
Good.
But I want to talk about one area where I think a lot of women, myself included, get intimidated.
Oh.
And that is investing.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like it's this big, scary world full of jargon.
It can be.
And complicated strategies, and I just don't even want to touch it.
Yeah, I get that.
So how does Holland make this more approachable?
I think this is where Holland's skill at communicating clearly really shines.
Okay.
She acknowledges that feeling of being overwhelmed,
Yeah.
but she breaks down those barriers by explaining investment concepts in plain English.
Okay.
You know, like she's just having coffee with a friend,
Yeah, I like that.
talking about stocks and bonds and mutual funds,
Yeah.
retirement accounts.
Mm-hmm.
She demystifies it all.
So no more feeling lost in a sea of financial jargon.
Exactly, because I think that keeps a lot of us from even starting.
Right.
Yeah.
And she emphasizes that it's important to start early,
Yes.
even if it's with small amounts.
Yes, definitely.
And one thing she talks about is harnessing the magic of compounding.
Oh, yeah.
That makes my head spin a little bit.
I know compounding is one of those things that's hard to wrap your head around.
It is.
But think about it this way.
Okay.
You've got a snowball, and you're rolling it through the snow.
Okay.
It gets bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
So your investments earn returns not only on what you put in, but on all the earnings from before.
Oh, okay.
So even small, consistent contributions can grow significantly over time.
That's a good analogy.
Thanks.
So even if I can only invest a small amount right now,
Yes.
it's still worth it.
Absolutely. It's about playing the long game.
Okay, I'm starting to feel a little bit more brave about investing.
Good.
But let's be honest, retirement feels like a million years away.
Right.
What about investing for other life goals?
Yes.
Like buying a house, starting a business, or traveling.
That's what I love about Holland's approach.
Okay.
It's not just about retirement. It's about funding your whole life.
I like that.
So she gives the example of this woman who wanted to travel the world later in life and invested for it.
Okay.
So it's about aligning your investments with your specific goals and your timelines.
Okay, so whether you're dreaming of a cozy cottage or launching a business or exploring a new continent, the same principles apply.
Exactly. It's all about creating that financial roadmap to get you from where you are now to where you want to be.
And it's not just about the numbers.
Right.
It's about believing that we deserve financial well-being.
Yes.
So would you agree that a lot of this financial journey is about mindset?
Absolutely. That's the message that she talks about all through the book.
Okay.
You are worthy. Worthy of financial well-being.
Right.
Worthy of achieving your dreams.
Yeah.
And worthy of living a life that you love.
I love that.
A really powerful message for anyone, but especially for women who have been conditioned to think otherwise.
Yeah, because it's like we're being told we're bad with money all the time.
Right.
And then we are supposed to feel confident about taking charge of our finances.
Right. Like, how does that make sense?
Exactly. But Holland challenges that.
She does.
Doesn't
Yeah.
she? She says, we make smart decisions all the time in other parts of our lives.
Yeah.
Investing is just another skill that we can learn.
Exactly.
So it's about reclaiming our power and believing that we can make sound financial decisions.
Right.
Okay, so we've covered a lot in this first part of our deep dive.
We have.
But before we move on, I want to leave you with a question to think about.
Okay.
I want you to imagine yourself 5 years from now.
Okay.
What does financial freedom look like?
Okay.
And more importantly, how does it feel?
Yeah. How does it feel?
Close your eyes for a second and really picture it.
Okay.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
Where are you?
Where are you?
Who are you with?
Yeah. Who are you with?
What kind of choices are you making? What kind of impact are you having on the world?
That's a great question.
And now think about one small step
Okay.
that you can take today
Yeah.
to move towards that vision.
Yeah. What is that one step?
Maybe it's creating a budget
Okay.
or having an honest conversation with your partner about money.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's researching different investment options or even just reading this book.
Yeah. You are worthy.
You are worthy.
That's a great first step.
Whatever that first step is, take it.
Yes.
You are worthy of financial well-being
Yes, you are.
and the freedom and peace of mind that come with it.
Absolutely.
It's been so fun talking about this with you.
It has been. I'm feeling inspired.
Me too.
Like, let's do this.
I know.
Yeah.
So we'll be back next time for part 2 of this deep dive.
All right, see you then.
Goodbye.
It's kind of like we are always being told, we're not good with money.
Right.
So then we're supposed to magically be confident about it.
Yeah, exactly. And Holland challenges all that.
She does, yeah.
She says that, we make smart decisions all the time in other areas of our lives.
Right.
Investing is just another skill that we can learn.
Totally.
It's like riding a bike or something. You just got to learn how to do it.
Yeah.
So it's about like taking back our power and believing that we can do this.
Right.
Okay. So she talks about, creating a plan.
Okay.
Which sounds less scary than a budget.
Right.
But it's really important.
Yeah, having a plan is super important.
Right. So what is a balance sheet?
Okay, so a balance sheet is basically like a snapshot of your financial health.
Okay.
It lists everything you own, like your assets,
Okay.
your house, your car, your savings.
So like taking inventory of what you've got.
Yeah, exactly. And then it also lists your liabilities.
Okay.
Which is what you owe.
Like debts.
Debts, yeah, like your mortgage, student loans, credit card balances, that kind of thing.
So it's kind of like assets versus debts?
Yeah, and the difference between those two is your net worth.
Okay.
Which gives you a really clear picture of where you stand financially.
Okay, so what if your net worth isn't where you want it to be?
That's where the statement of intent comes in.
Okay, the budget.
Yeah, by tracking your spending, you can figure out where you might be able to save more money.
Okay, so it's not just about earning more. It's about using what you have more wisely.
Exactly. And Holland highlights automating your savings.
Yeah, I've heard about that.
It's a great way to just put money aside without even thinking about it.
So you don't even see it.
Yeah, exactly.
And then there's investing.
Right.
Which can be kind of scary.
It can be, but it doesn't have to be.
So how do we get over that fear?
Well, Holland says start small and learn as you go.
Okay.
Ask questions and find resources to help you.
I think a lot of people get overwhelmed with the jargon.
Yeah, there's a lot of it.
And it's really intimidating.
I agree. And Holland really breaks down those barriers by explaining investment concepts in plain English.
Right. So you don't need a finance degree to understand it.
No, you don't.
And she talks about this concept of compounding, which is kind of hard to grasp.
Compounding can be confusing.
It's super important.
It is really important.
Can you try to explain it again?
Okay, think of it like this.
Okay.
You have a snowball.
Okay.
And you roll it through the snow.
Uh-huh.
It gets bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
So basically, your investments are earning returns not just on what you put in, but on all the earnings from before.
So it's like money making money.
Yeah, exactly.
I like that analogy. So even if I can only invest a little bit right now,
Yeah.
it will still grow over time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just compounding.
Yes, the magic of compounding.
So we've talked about saving for retirement.
Yeah.
But what about saving for other things, like a house or starting a business?
Right. Well, Holland says that you can apply these same principles to any financial goal.
Oh.
So like buying a house, launching your own company, or even traveling.
Right.
You can create a plan and invest specifically for that.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So it's all about figuring out what you want
Mm-hmm.
and then making a plan to get there.
So financial well-being is about more than just the numbers.
Absolutely.
Would you say that it's also about feeling empowered?
I would definitely say that.
And making choices that align with your values?
Yeah, and Holland talks about that.
Okay.
About how our beliefs and attitudes about money can really affect our decisions.
Yeah.
She talks about how a lot of women feel shame and guilt and fear around money.
Yeah.
And she gives tips for overcoming those feelings and building a healthier relationship with money.
And part of that is realizing that you are worthy.
Yes, you're worthy of financial well-being.
No matter what your past experiences have been.
Exactly.
Okay, so let's talk about risk tolerance.
Okay.
Because I think a lot of people don't really know what that means.
Yeah, it's basically how much risk you're comfortable with when it comes to investing.
Okay.
So some people love the stock market because it can have big returns.
Right. But it can also be risky.
Yeah, exactly. Whereas other people prefer bonds because they're more stable.
Okay.
So Holland talks about how to figure out your risk tolerance and choose investments that you feel good about.
She also talks about diversifying your investments.
Yeah, that's a really important concept.
Can you explain that?
So basically, it's about spreading your investments across different things.
Okay.
So you're not putting all your eggs in one basket.
Right.
It helps to minimize your risk.
Okay. And then there are taxes.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone's favorite topic.
I know, but Holland gives some good tips on how to minimize your tax burden.
Okay.
Like understanding the different types of investment accounts
Okay.
and how they're taxed.
Like a traditional IRA versus a Roth IRA.
Exactly.
That stuff is so confusing.
It can be, but it's important to know the difference.
But basically, even if you don't consider yourself like a financial whiz,
Right.
you can still understand these concepts.
Yeah, financial literacy is so important for everyone.
Okay, so what about getting help from a professional?
Yeah, Holland talks about that too.
Okay.
About how to find a good financial advisor.
So it's okay to ask for help.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a good idea.
Okay, so we've talked about a lot of strategies,
Yeah.
but I'm realizing that this is really about more than just like dollars and cents.
Right.
It's about feeling good,
Mm.
making choices that reflect your values,
Yeah.
and having the resources to pursue what you want in life.
Yeah. And Holland really gets that.
Okay.
She digs into the emotional side of money and how it can affect us.
She tells stories of women who have struggled and gives us strategies for overcoming those negative feelings.
Yeah.
And she reminds us that we are worthy
Yes, you were worth.
regardless of our past experiences.
Exactly.
So to sum up, what are some of the key takeaways from You Are Worthy?
Well, the first one is understanding your money story.
Okay.
Those beliefs that you have about money.
Like those things that we've heard growing up.
Yeah. And once you understand those beliefs, you can start to change them.
Okay.
And the second one is the power of hope,
Okay.
believing that you can achieve financial well-being.
I like that.
And the third one is taking action.
Okay.
So make a plan, track your spending, automate your savings, start investing.
And it's okay to start small.
Absolutely. Even small steps can make a big difference.
Okay, so what about talking about money with other people?
Yeah, I think that's really important.
Because for so long, it's been kind of taboo.
Right. Nobody wants to talk about money.
But when we share our experiences, it can help us learn from each other.
Definitely. And support each other.
Okay, so imagine you're feeling totally overwhelmed by your finances.
Oh, yeah.
What advice would you give?
I would say start small.
Okay.
Be kind to yourself. You don't have to do everything at once.
One step at a time.
Exactly. And don't be afraid to ask for help.
Yeah, there are so many resources out there.
Yeah, and remember, you are worthy of financial well-being.
You are worthy.
It's not just for a select few.
Right. Anyone can do this.
Yeah, it's about taking charge and believing in yourself.
Okay, so there's something else I want to talk about.
Okay.
That is often overlooked when we talk about money.
What's that?
And that is using your money to make a positive impact on the world.
Oh, yeah, that's a great point.
So it's not just about like accumulating wealth. It's about using it for good. So Holland talks about how women are often drawn to philanthropy.
Yeah, they are.
And they want to make a difference.
Yeah, it's about caring for others and the world around us.
So it's about aligning your money with your values and your vision for the world.
I love that.
So we've covered so much in this deep dive.
I know, it's a lot.
We talked about understanding your money story, embracing hope, making a plan, automating your savings, investing wisely.
It's a lot to remember.
And using your resources for good.
Yeah.
But before we wrap up,
Okay.
I want to leave our listeners with one final thought-provoking question.
Okay. Let's hear it.
Imagine yourself 5 years from now. What does financial freedom look like to you?
Yeah. And how does it feel?
So close your eyes for a minute and really think about it. What are you doing?
Yeah. Where are you?
Who are you with?
What are you spending your time on?
Yeah. What kind of choices are you making? Are you giving back to your community? Are you traveling?
Are you working or are you not working?
What does it look like? And now that you have that picture in your mind, what's one small step you can take today to move towards that vision?
What's that one thing?
Maybe it's finally creating a budget. Maybe it's having an honest conversation with your partner about money.
Yeah.
Maybe it's researching different investment options.
Right.
Or maybe it's just picking up this book.
Yeah. You are worthy.
You are worthy in reading it.
Yeah.
Whatever that first step is, take it.
You got this.
You are worthy of financial well-being.
You are.
And all the freedom and peace of mind that comes with it.
Absolutely.
I've had so much fun talking about this with you today.
Me too.
I don't know about you, but I am feeling super inspired.
Yeah. I'm ready to go make a budget.
Me too.
And invest.
Okay, well, this has been part 3 of our deep dive into You Are Worthy.
Yes.
Thank you so much for all of your insights today.
It was my pleasure.
And thank you to our listeners for joining us.
Yes. Thank you for listening.
Remember, you are not alone on this journey.
There are so many resources and people to help you.
So keep learning, keep growing, and keep believing in yourself.
You got this.
Until next time, keep diving deep.
Bye.
Did you get any of that?